Good evening, welcome to JB Sports Special, which later on brings you live coverage of Frank Bruno's latest fight, at 8-round contest between him and David Adeleye. But now it's FA Cup football for the first half hour, and later we've got Brighton against Everton and all the other scores. But now it's to Nottingham Forest against Wolves, and to the start of the game. So we're all set to go then here at the City Ground, this All Midlands affair, and away we go. Terrific atmosphere. 5th round cup day is always a bit special. We've had some tremendous results. Providence comes away with it for Wolves. Wolves in the old gold, of course. The ball played in there, and a real opportunity now to start and a goal! Wolves ahead! What an incredible start! Cunha has got the goal! Well, let's see it again. Forest were switched on right when the word go. Cunha turned, and well, it's a tremendous start for Wolverhampton Wanderers and for Julian Locatelli's men. They lead 1-0 right at the start. What a breakthrough for them, and problems already for Steve Cooper's men right at the word go here. So 1-0 to Wolves. And Wolves again breaking forward. Providence. They did really well. And they're all played in there. Cunha again now coming forward. And a real opportunity now. Oh! Knebworth with the save. Well, Wolves and Julian Locatelli there will feel that they should have been 2 up there. All they get out of it is a corner. And it's short. And the challenge is flying in. It's another corner for Wolves. There's an injury there. There's a challenge for Danilo. He's going to get a yellow card, I think. It may have been Mangala, in fact. Mateus Nunez, who went crashing down there. Wolves have a free kick now in a really promising position for them. And Forest are all over the place. Forward in old gold as this ball is chipped in there, headed out by Worrell, and Forest can bring it away now. Awoni, oh, what about that from Brown? Awoni's got through now. Big opportunity now for Forest to draw level, but the goalkeeper came out and spread himself really well like an eagle and keeps Wolves ahead. 25 minutes gone, still 1-0. It's a good break. Real opportunity now. Good save by Knebworth. And he still might break for Wolves. Shot comes in, charged away by Lodi. And Forest get it out. But still not away yet. The shot comes in. Oh! Now how are Julian Locatelli's men not 2 goals ahead? So corner to kick then. Wolverhampton Wanderers, who, as I say, lead this match by 1-0. Shot this time. And cross coming in. It's a dangerous one, and Forest had to get the head on that. And now a chance now for a break on here. And it's a terrific run here. It's Morgan Gibbs-White. He's clean through. The former Wolves man can make it 1-1. And he has! Well, that will silence his old fans. No celebration from Morgan Gibbs-White there, but a terrific moment for Nottingham Forest. Wolves are committed far too many men forward, and once Gibbs-White got through there, that was a tremendous finish, and that now makes it 1-1 as we approach the half-an-hour mark of this first half. It's White playing it in, Awoni there too. All of a sudden now, Wolves, who are so dominant in the opening half of this first half, it's now swung the other way, and it's Nottingham Forest now who are looking the more likely now to go in front. Mangala's forward, might break in there for Brownie! 2-1 Forest! Wow! This is incredible stuff now. For 1-0 down and seemingly looked as if they were going to be out of it. They've made Wolves pay for all those missed chances. And Awoni makes him pay, and Nottingham Forest now lead by 2-1 here at the City Ground. A tremendous goal. And Forest have turned it around in this first half. 8 minutes gone now in the second, 9 minutes gone in the second half, and here come Wolves now, looking to hit back. It's a corner. It's going off, and Nico Williams is going to come on now, the former Liverpool player. So a Spurs player being sacrificed by a Liverpool one. This corner comes in. And the ball in. Navas is there. Navas is tremendous busy goalkeeper. That's been given away. Real opportunity now for Wolves. Good save. And Williams having to turn it away. And here come Forest with Worrell. The play out towards the far side. Ball crossed in there. Gets wide. He's up. Awoni's up as well. And the header goes wide. And the opponent is going to come off. And Sarabia will come on now for Wolves as they look to try and chase things now. And good play. And the shot flying in. And a goal! It's 3-1 Forest. Danilo with the strike, and that might book Forest placed in the quarterfinals now without any doubt. And Wolves, for so much enterprise tonight, have just been found wanting. Danilo picks the ball up here. It's a good run. Still has a lot to do as he shoots there, but the goalkeeper at that moment on hasn't got a price. And it's 3-1 now to Nottingham Forest, who are surely now heading towards the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And Gala wins it now for Forest. They're looking so rampant now. Steve Cooper's med, and they might go for another one now. Wolves just get themselves into a little bit of a problem. It's been solved there, and the shot coming in, and another one! This is incredible stuff now. It's 4-1. And Forest are surely there now. It's Emmanuel Dennis, who's just come on as a substitute. And what a fantastic shot this is. Right up into that top corner. That'll do it for Forest. They're going through. And going through in grand style. So, Wolves really with it all to do now. They've got a quarter of an hour to score 3 times. Going to be a tall order. But Mateus Nunes might get something to say, and he scored. Well, that's one back for Wolves. So Mateus Nunes pulls it back to 4-2 now. 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes. So that's a glorious finish by him. And all of a sudden now it's Forest 4, Wolves 2. We're playing midway inside the 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end. And the ball played forward now. Can Gibbs White settle the issue? Good save by the keeper. And a yellow card has been given. Presumably in the build-up in Karte there. Well, Jimenez there, not happy with the challenge. I think he may be justifiably angry about that. If it had led to a goal, then it might have been a bit of uproar. But here comes the corner. Towards the near post, Gibbs White was up. Nunes can get it away. It's Forest who are going to go through now as the final whistle has gone. And it's Nottingham Forest who are into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. And what an opportunity now for Steve Cooper's men to really show what they are. The final score then, in a terrific tie where Everton flowed a lot of the time. It's finished here, Nottingham Forest 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. So Nottingham Forest through, but who would join him? Would it be Brighton and Everton? Find out after the break.
Conventional wisdom, a sandpit for an ostrich. At the University of Life, we run a different course. Entitled, Who Am I? Pay attention, I may be asking questions.
Control tower to British Airways Concorde. You are clear for takeoff.
Last year, more international passengers chose to fly with British Airways than with any other airline. In fact, last year, British Airways planes travelled over 150 million miles. That's further than from Earth to Mars and back. British Airways, the world's favourite airline.
Where I'm going, I can't be sure what they'll be having for breakfast, so I'm packing my own. I'll definitely be wanting brown fibre, no added sugar or salt, and 100% whole wheat. So it can only be shredded wheat.
Will you been eating anything else, love?
No, with this lot and a bit of luck, we'll be fine.
Shredded wheat and bite size too.
There is no better cereal.
And on that day, a dark warrior rose to the earth to destroy the beautiful game.
Maybe they're friendly.
Au revoir.
Welcome back. So with Forest already through, who would get another place in the last 8? Would it be Brighton and Hove Albion having a good season under Roberto De Zerbi, or would it be Everton under Sean Dyche, who have struggled really to avoid relegation in the league, but a good cup run could do wonders? We joined the match in the first half. There was no score obviously, and Brighton and Hove Albion, as you'll see in the footage, are in the blue and white striped shirts, and stick with it because this is a real thriller. Here we go with the first of the first half. The first half play, still 0-0 here. Beltman for Brighton. Terrific atmosphere around this Amex Stadium tonight. Brighton overwhelming favourites, being the home team. You never discount Everton. They are a good side. McNeil just giving the ball away there. And that's gone out for a throw. Well, it's been kept in fact. Brighton do know how to keep the ball very, very well here. McAllister did really well. It's Alexis McAllister. And a great save from Jordan Pickford to deny the Argentinian. One gets the feeling that Pickford may well be a busy man tonight. Beautiful sort of late winter's evening here on the Sussex coast. Here comes the corner. Dangerous one. Right across. Everton get it out. But not very far. Dunk was up and McAllister in the end had the shot. And Pickford was shrewd enough to get hold of it and get behind the shot. It's a good run. McNeil. Still going. Good save. And Veltman can get it away. But Everton now starting to tank up the pressure here. Even at 0-0. They've really taken the fight to Brighton even after a good blistering start by Roberto De Zerbi's men. And here's Calvert-Lewin. He's broken away. Calvert-Lewin. Great save. Steele had to turn that away. Calvert-Lewin, who's been ravaged with injury layoffs, well, he's certainly come good in the FA Cup this season. Goals against Watford and a hat-trick against Blackpool in the last round have certainly shown their qualities shining through. McNeil's corner. Straight to for Steele, who takes it gladly. Last 5 minutes of the first half, still no goals. It's been a terrific watch. Another good shot coming in from McAllister. And well fielded again by Pickford, who gets a good throw out as well, by the way, and sets Everton going on another move. And here's Calvert-Lewin. Could this be the breakthrough for Everton? He goes around the keeper, the angle's tight, he's hit the post. And then the rebound cannot be put away. And he deflected, in fact, for a corner to Everton. Are we going to see a breakthrough before half-time, I wonder? Welby's corner towards the near post. It's certainly been one of those evenings where it just won't go in for what a time. And on and out through. Pulled back across to Welby. Oh, he missed that. Answers on a postcard, please. It looked to all intents and purposes that Welby was going to score. Steele was way out of his ground. He had half the goal to aim at and he's hit the outside of the post. Unbelievable. And there goes the half-time whistle. And both teams, well, if their finishing would have been superb, we would have been talking about a 2-2 game. But instead, with chances missed, it's been very difficult to see why. It's Brighton 0, Everton 0 here at the break. A minute gone in the second half. Here's Calvert-Lewin. He scored. And finally, the deadlock has been broken by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He threatened to score in the first half. He's done so now. As soon as he got through, there was never a doubt that the man who's been in red-hot form, certainly in the FA Cup this season, not so much the Premier League, but definitely in the Cup, has shown his prowess once again. Everton in front, and it's that man again, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 10 minutes gone in the second half, Everton leading. And again, the defence is split, and Onana has somehow managed to hit the bar, but he's followed up to score himself. Incredible scenes here at the Amex. Brighton, who were red-hot favourites to win this game, are 2-0 down. And Everton, who are struggling at the wrong end of the table, well, has that given this season a real shot in the arm here? Onana's earlier effort had been smashed against the angle of post and crossbar, and Onana had the presence of mind with Steele way out of his ground to follow up on his rebound and to give Everton a 2-goal buffer at the Amex Stadium. Now Brighton now looking to get themselves back into it. Pickford, we just about got away with that one. But here's Gross towards the far side. Mikalenko doing well for Everton. And every man in yellow at the moment is proving his worth to the cause. Calvert-Lewin in there to play a defensive role. Decore. Iwobi, this is great football now. McNeil's away on the far side. And there's plenty of yellow shirts waiting in the middle. And Onana's volleyed it in! 67 minutes gone! Would you believe this scoreline? Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Everton 3! It's incredible! There's the cross, and what about that for a volley? Still no chance at all. And all of a sudden, it's all going Everton's way now. 3-0 they lead. Now look at the Amex empty now as we approach the final 8 minutes. The Brighton fans can scarcely believe their eyes that their team, who were red hot favourites to take this tie by the scruff of the neck, are being well beaten here. They might have a chance of a little bit of consolation, and they've got it. It's Solly March. Well, he's celebrating as if they've won the cup, but believe you and me, that celebration will feel very, very hollow. As far as a lot of sections of Brighton fans are concerned, not so much that lady there in your picture, but this is the effort. It's a good goal from Solly March, but it's too little too late. As far as Brighton's interest in this FA Cup competition is concerned. Sean Dyche's annoyed that his team couldn't quite keep the clean sheet that they so desperately wanted. Well, at least they found to have stayed here at the Amex. The Brighton ones at least have had, well, at least something to cheer on what's been a very disappointing night for them. McAllister. Matoma. Cross coming in. Tarkowski was up and away by Decore. But not away yet properly. And the shot. Oh my word! Well, Crusader with the shot. And it's gone whizzing into the net. And who knows, maybe Brighton can still pull this one round. Moses Caicedo with an absolute bullet. Hits it through with his left foot. It's whizzing through the air, swerving through the air. And Pickford from that moment on had no chance. So 2-3 now. No foul. Everton quite happy now to play keep ball now and just see this game out and maybe go for another goal. And the flag is staying down. Decore can settle it now. He's gone round Steele. And surely must be a fourth. And it is. It's Everton's night here down in Sussex. Even Sean Dyche joins in with the celebrations. But when you're a team struggling at the bottom and you're finding results certainly in the league hard to come by, a game like this can certainly boost your confidence, and it's certainly boosted Everton's confidence away from home. Nobody before the kick-off tonight would have given them a prayer. Well, they've just gone and proved everybody wrong, haven't they? Everton now lead by 4-2. That's practically the last kick in the game. I think when the games kick off, that will be it, and that's exactly what's happened. What a 6-goal thriller we've had down here at the South Coast. It's Everton are through. Brighton huffed and puffed. But it's Everton's now on the break that's done it. And they go into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And maybe, just maybe, might give their season a real shot in the arm. The final score here at the Amex Stadium on a dramatic night here down on the South Coast. It's finished Brighton 2, Everton 4. Well, let's have a look at what happened in 2 other games. Here comes, it's Coventry against Arsenal we're looking at here, and that was an early chance for Zaka that was well saved. 38 minutes though, the first goal came. Gabriel Jesus with a terrific goal. What a son he's proven to be since joining from Manchester City in the summer. He looks an absolute by, and that's why Arsenal are challenging on two fronts definitely this season. Great goal to give them the lead. And then they could have doubled the lead because Martin Odegaard, who's been one of their players of the season so far, tried an audacious attempt which just cleared the bar. Coventry's best effort came after 66 minutes. In the end, Gokaret's got that all wrong. But then again, there's the second one. 3 minutes from the end. Gabriel Jesus, the man of the moment, to stick the ball away and to extinguish the hopes of the 1987 Cup winners. Arsenal into the quarter-finals by 2-0 at the Ricoh tonight. And down the road by about 25 miles, it was Northampton against Manchester United, and a big night for them. Martial had an early effort save, but he couldn't stop Rashford. And they couldn't stop Rashford from scoring. Bruno Fernandes setting the chance up, and it looked as if at this point the floodgates were going to open here. But Northampton clearly didn't read any scripts because they came back, and in stoppage time they duly got an opportunity here to show what they were all about. What a finish this is. This is really what the FA Cup is all about. Look at this, for a terrific effort. And 1-1. But bang, back come Manchester United. Terrific run here by Man Utd. Cross in there. Good header. Bruno Fernandes doesn't miss those very often. 6 yards out. He is an absolute fox in the box, the Portuguese. So that made it 2-1. And didn't he just enjoy it? And then Fernandes had another chance to settle it later on. Tried to do too much when trying to go around the keeper, but there we go. That's how it finished. And the one game that we couldn't bring you due to technical reasons was Newcastle 3, West Brom 4 in the Snowmare at St James's Park. Newcastle led 3-1 in that game, but West Brom came back to steal it late on in that one. Manchester City 4, Aston Villa 4, Villa winning 4-2 on penalties. That was last night. Those two games were last night. Wolves, as well as you saw, go through. Burnley 5, Preston 2 as well. Brentford are also in the last 8 as well. And, of course, Nottingham Forest through. So what does that do for the quarter-final draw? All these matches, incidentally, you can see live here on JB Sports. Incidentally, they're all 4 quarter-finals. So the draw was made just a short time ago. Let's see what came out of the hat. Arsenal against Brentford. That was a good game. That looks a good game, an all-London affair. The tie of the round in my eyes, Aston Villa against Manchester United. 2 free-scoring teams. I think Villa Park will be the place to be on 6th round day. Another game that I think might be full of drama as well. Everton against Nottingham Forest at Goodison Park. And West Brom against Burnley completing the lineup on as well. So the kick-off time, 12:30 Saturday for Arsenal Brentford. 5:30 Saturday for Aston Villa against Manchester United. Everton against Forest is a 2 o'clock kick-off. And West Brom Burnley will kick off at 4:30. All these matches, remember, all 4 quarter-finals exclusively live on JB Sports. So we're very much looking forward to bring you all those. So that's the FA Cup sorted out. In the second half of our programme, live boxing from Knebworth. Frank Bruno takes on David Adeleye. There is Frank Bruno, looking to get back after Riddick Bowe. Can he get back in this 8-round contest? We'll find out after this short break.
Ours is paradise. Voices are never raised in argument. Never. There's only one sex, so no emotional problems. No fast cars. No noisy discos. Everyone is equal and lives to 803. Me? I sold up and moved to Earth.
I'll be back in some. Hang on, there's someone in the kitchen.
A 5-minute weekend call to India or Pakistan that cost £6.32 has gone down to £4.95, a cut of 21%. But where's Akram? Oh, it's all right, don't worry. He can't see me. As
It's only Rory McGrath. I'll call you back.
What's more, with BT's Friends and Family and Premier Line, it can be as low as £3.72. You know, I think I'm better than Bob at this. Less predictable. Ring 0800
003 800 to see what you could save.
Come on. Wow, who says crime doesn't pay? The bigger they are, boss, the harder they fall. I'm thinking of buying a house, sir. On your salary, boss. And how do you intend to pay for it? With your Barclay card? Well, funnily enough, sir, you could get up to £1,500 back from Barclay card with a new Barclays mortgage. £1,500, eh? Well, Belgravia beckons. Oh, I think it's a good offer, sir. Just leave the thinking to me. Aha. Well, Boff, I think we can safely say that this place will be on the market soon. I wouldn't move if I were you, sir. I have no intention of moving, Boff. You're the one who's been wittering on about mortgages. Right, let's get out of here. Don't worry, sir! I've got the evidence! I'd better get back to bed!
For more information, call 100 free phone Barclays.
Welcome back to JB Sports Special and to Knebworth. Now we go to live coverage of Frank Bruno against David Adeleye. Well, now picking up the action live for you. There's Frank Bruno, terrific competitor. And David Adeleye, his opponent. Well, we're just about ready to start here over at Knebworth. So let's join our big fight commentator for the 8-round contest, scheduled for 8 rounds. Your big fight commentator, Johnny Gutteridge. Yes, pull up a ringside seat with us here on JB Sports Special as we see the return from Frank Bruno. Back in the ring after that unfortunate points defeating that world title eliminator a few weeks ago against Riddick Bowe. Taking on fellow Brit David Adeleye in an 8-round fight. No title up there, it's just a question of a workout for these two fighters. As Bruno looks to get back to the drawing board and get back on track maybe for another tilt at the world title. David Adeleye, who's a very accomplished boxer himself. Southpaw, both he is, and this will be a great thing. There's about 12,000 here at Knebworth, here in Hertfordshire. Knebworth House, more famous for holding concerts for the likes of Queen and Robbie Williams and the like. But tonight it hosts big time boxing and we're outdoors, even though it's a bitterly cold night. And they've got the sort of warm air conditioning which is going to help the fighters a little bit. Build up a right old sweat out there in the ring. Halfway through this opening round then. And a cagey start. But I guess at the end of it all, it's going to be a good workout for Frank Bruno. If he can go the full 8 rounds here, then it's that's a good testament to his quality. "35 seconds to go of the opener." Both fighters are just sort of trying to size each other up here at this start. Always the case when there's no world titles on it. It's not exactly an explosive start to an heavyweight contest. As the bell will sound in a couple of seconds for the end of the first. And there goes both fighters back to their respective corners. There's Big Frank Bruno. Well, it's not just about the result for Big Frank tonight, it's all about the fitness and getting all these rounds under his belt. Of course, he's making a comeback after many years out the ring. He had a go at trying to beat Riddick Bowe for that world title eliminator, which unfortunately came just on short on points, but he's facing a very good competitive fighter in David Adeleye, who's a pretty good fighter himself. Come up the hard way, just like Big Frank has done. Very much the younger statesman of the two. course, there's Terry Lawless, is Bruno's manager. Been out in the corner there. Lawrence knows that his man wants to be a world champion yet again. So we're back out for the second round. Round 2 then. Scheduled for 8. Like I say, it's just an 8-round contest. There's no belts riding on this. Basically a good workout for both boxers. It's just basically professional pride at stake here at Knebworth tonight. And if you want to distinct the two of them, Bruno is in the red trunks, Adeleye in the darker trunks and gloves, by the way. Bruno's got red gloves on as well. So a couple of nice jobs there from Adeleye, getting through Bruno's defences. Good body, good shot to the face as well from Adeleye. Bruno fighting back with a good left hook there. Be interesting to see how, once the fight goes on, how Bruno's stamina will hold out. Frank Warren, the promoter, deciding that he's going to dunking, but the promoter's deciding to give him an 8-round bout tonight, just to see how he goes, not just from the punching skills, but certainly from the durability and the stamina side. But I have to say, David Adelaye's opponent is certainly doing as good as he's got here. Giving Bruno a real stern test at the moment with 40 seconds to go of round number 2. Much better second round than the first round, of course. At least when you go more than the 2 rounds, the fans will be happy because they're getting their money's worth. Hopefully as the fight goes on, we'll see much better. And I think this has been a much better round. They were finding each other out in the opening round. There was a lot more action going on in that second round, and I think Bruno won that one, if I'm being honest. He certainly went for the more bolder punches, certainly the right and left hooks, and a couple of jabs here and there. Adeleye scored well as well with a couple of nice headshots as well. So it's a very close round to call that second round. I would have given it to Frank Bruno. But of course, I can only score it on my and how I think the fight would certainly go. But what I do know is that Miss Bruno has now been in for 2 rounds now, and certainly done very good. It's first couple of rounds. First round was a bit of a sparring side of the session. Second round a bit more of a fight. Both boxers up and ready. And round number 3. And Adeleye getting into work straight away with a good right hook. Bruno took that very, very well. Of course, it's all about the defensive side of things as well from Bruno. Of course, both fighters want to go for the knockout. It's obviously there for all to see, but I think Frank Bruno knows that it's all about the fitness, and Terry Lawless was saying he's working with Frank Warren now. They're going to give Bruno a couple of 8 to 10 rounders, a couple of them. This one an 8-round bout, and then after that, regardless of the result, a 10-rounder, and then maybe, just maybe, might get a shot, maybe at one of the world titles, possibly against Alexander Huska, their team. But of course, Fury will fight off against Riddick Bowe as well for the WBC world title, a fight you can see with us on JB Sports in a month or two's time in Birmingham. The Big Fight Live will return then, which will be featuring Ricky Hatton, Amir Khan, amongst others as well. And of course, there'll be fights, of course, on the Big Fight and JB Sports Special, incidentally, throughout the calendar year. Great atmosphere here at Knebworth House in Hertfordshire. 25 seconds to go then in the third. Another decent round maybe there for both fighters. Very close to call who's probably won the third here. We have to award 19 marks a round as the bell sounds for the end of the third. We'll get an indication on the unofficial scorecard in just a moment or two whether who may well be leading this fight. But I have to say all three rounds have been quite close calls. I think Bruno at least has won 2 of the rounds in my opinion. Certainly the more experienced fighter, Frank, Big Frank. Other people sort of like give him more the stick because he does show business and pantomimes and everything else that goes with it. David Adeleye is no such character. He's had to come up the very hard way. There's a nice little tattoo on his left arm. Portobello it says on it. We're all set to go then for round number 4. And in fact David Adeleye has taken 2 rounds off Frank Bruno. Bruno certainly won the second, but Adeleye leading by a point on our unofficial on the JB Sports special unofficial scorecard. We'll have to see what happens now for the remaining sort of 4 or 5 rounds. As we now nearly a minute into round number 4 now. Scheduled for 8. I'd say it's a bit of a more of a workout fight and an opportunity for one of these 2 guys to really put themselves in the frame, maybe for a world title shot. Alexander Usyk holds the other 3 world titles, incidentally. And of course, Anthony Joshua as well in the mix as well, and they may be negotiating possibly with Eddie Earn, the promoter of Anthony Joshua, maybe to possibly pitch Bruno up against him, maybe. We will see. We'll just have to see what happens after these 8 rounds tonight and just see what happens. 49 seconds to go of round number 4 then. As I say, again, another even round. It's very difficult for the judges ringside really to absolutely judge this properly. Of course, both English fighters, both British, both from London, so they know what it's all about, these 2. Good body shot there from Bruno, good right hand, scored well with a couple of the body shots here in his 4th round. 3 seconds to go and the bell will sound and we'll rejoin you after the break.
Conventional wisdom, a sandpit for an ostrich. At the University of Life, we run a different course. Entitled, Who Am I? Pay attention, I may be asking questions.
Where I'm going, I can't be sure what they'll be having for breakfast, so I'm packing my own. I'll definitely be wanting bran fibre, no added sugar or salt, and 100% whole wheat. So it can only be shredded wheat.
Will you been eating anything else, love?
No, with this lot and a bit of luck, we'll be fine.
Shredded wheat and bite-sized too.
There is no better cereal.
Welcome back to JB Sports Special and to Knebworth House in Hertfordshire for this 8-round contest. We're into round 5 between Frank Bruno and David Adeleye, live here from Hertfordshire, Knebworth House, where many a pop concert has taken place in under 150,000 people. Not quite that much here tonight. There's about 5,000 to 6,000 here. We've paid very good money. You can pay £200 for a ringside seat here at Knebworth tonight. Frank Bruno and David Adeleye going at it hammer and tongs in this 8-round bout. Good shots there from Bruno. And that's getting through there. Little looping right hook which got Adeleye, the side of Adelaye's face. It's a good round this for Bruno. As we approach the halfway mark of round number 5. This is a good round for Frank. But Adeleye there with a decent decent left hook. Good body shot from Bruno. Looks really sharp. Looks really, really awesome, that shot. Couple of wild swings there with the right hand. As we approach the final minute of round number 5. Of course, it's important for Bruno not to lose this fight. I mean, a draw would be, as a worst case, wouldn't be the worst result in the world for Frank Bruno. But I'm sure he will want the win, whether through knockout or through points. And if it does go the 8 rounds, it will be down to the 3 judges ringside tonight. Referee, incidentally, John Coyle from Wolverhampton, does not score. So coming up to the countdown to the end of the 5th. Decent round, I felt, for Bruno. In my opinion, I think he just stole that round for me. Again, not a lot to spare. I don't think there's been too much to spare in any of the rounds thus far. That's my impression of the way the fight has actually gone as a whole. And I have to say that Bruno is fighting very, very hard. I guess he has to, really, in a lot of ways. Adeleye is giving as good as he's got. Bit of damage, in fact, to Adeleye. A little bit of swelling there on the left eye. No damage for Frank Bruno. And his fight with Riddick Bowen had eliminated a fight a few weeks ago. Did manage to open up a cut eye, and he just couldn't take advantage of that. And he swelled the left eye of Adeleye as we get underway with round number 6. So we're into the 3rd to last round. Well, that's scheduled anyway. I think both fighters will be quite happy with the way things are going at the moment. I think if Bruno comes out of it with no loss, I think it will be a positive. Even though both fighters, if it was to end a draw, it would end a draw. But it's very hard for the judges to really score objectively tonight, because both fighters have traded quite well in most of the rounds, and it's been, I think, most of the rounds so far, the 5.5 we've had so far, I think have been quite even Steven. That was a very, very good right hook there. Bruno had his guard absolutely down there, and he could have paid for that. A little bit of carelessness there from Frank Bruno. 50 seconds to go of round number 6 then. I think this is turning out to be David Adelaye's round. Good body shot there from Bruno. Good fight back. Good comeback. 25 seconds to go then. Here at Knebworth in round number 6. Ooh, Adeleye, another good punch there. Good uppercut. He's looked awesome this round, Adeleye. It's got to be said. Countdown to the end of the 6. There goes the bell. And both boxers back to their corners now. Frank Bruno, really, I felt, was very ragged there. He could have paid for one punch. It was a right hook punch from Adeleye. It scored well, but didn't have the power or the accuracy really to give Bruno, or to maybe knock his legs loose and maybe end up on the canvas. So Bruno got off scot-free a bit there, and I think that was probably the worst round I think he's boxed in the 6 that we've seen so far. Plenty of improvement really for big Frank Bruno. As I say, one of the fight game's great characters and show business personalities. Has that famous laugh as well. And I'm pleased to tell you that he won't be calling anyone Harry tonight, because a certain Mr. Carpenter, he's not here tonight. He's not ringside with us. Right. We're into the penultimate round, and Bruno has turned it around. In fact, he won that 6th round. Well, that's a turn up. He's leading by 2 on the unofficial here, Big Frank. So, credit to Frank, because he's turned it around somewhat. He was a point behind after 3 rounds. He's turned it around after 6. And if he can keep himself together for the final 2 rounds, or maybe even knock Adeleye out, then this is going to be a very decent victory for Frank Bruno. Adeleye with a good left hand, straight into the face, good left hook. Bruno's just got to keep it together, just got to be coy, can't afford to make many mistakes. Otherwise, it could be curtains. Again, left that guard open. Adeleye scored well with a left hook, which again could have put Bruno right up against it. Can't afford to keep your guard down. You've got to keep it up at all times. I'm sure Terry Lawrence would have been saying in that corner there, you've got to keep your guard up. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to look for your shots. You can't let the other lad score. David Adeleye is certainly proving that he's just as good as Big Frank here in terms of durability and punching power. 30 seconds to go of round number 7, the penultimate round of this fight. On the night of sport, we've brought you here on JB Sports some cracking FA Cup action earlier on in the programme. And now we'll bring you a very, very good boxing fight match between Frank Bruno and David Adeleye as the bell sounds from round the end of the 7th. So the penultimate round is over, and now it's all down to the final round. If Bruno can keep it together for that 8th round and get the verdicts from the judges, then that is a very, very good victory. But he has to keep it together for this final 3 minutes. David Adeleye has had some bright moments in this fight. Did lead after 3 rounds earlier on, but sort of got ragged himself, and he'll have to try and pull a good rabbit out the hat if he's to at least get a victory here on points. It's going to go down to the wire, there's no doubt about it, but I have to say I think Frank Bruno will be happy that it's going to go the full distance. Be a bit disappointing for the boxers really if a draw does happen, but as I say, it's probably not the worst result in the world. At least neither of them would lose if it was to be a draw. But as we saw with Nigel Benn and Sugar Ray Leonard the other week, it's well, they were both disgusted with that decision, that draw decision. But there you go, that's boxing for you. Scoring is very subjective. Final round then. We've had 20 seconds of it already. All Bruno has to do is just fight very coyly. Don't make any mistakes, and victory, you would think, will surely be his. Remember, he was going into that 7th round 2 points ahead on our unofficials, but it's the 3 judges' scorecards that count. And as I say many times when commentating for this network, boxing scoring is always subjected by the individual judge that is judging the fight on his own merits and his own opinions. Boxing is always a matter of opinion. So too is football, so too is rugby or cricket or whatever. All sports subjected to opinions. A minute and a half to go of the final round. Good body shot from Bruno. Really good body shot. Adeleye come fighting back, but Bruno's just got to keep his guard up. Not allow any laziness to creep into his into his fight now. And all he's got to do now for the last 55 seconds is just hold it together, get a few scoring shots in, and if he does that, then surely the judges may well see Bruno home with the points decision. 30 seconds now exactly to go of the final round, the 8th and final round incidentally of this 8-round contest. Bruno has been given a stern test by Adeleye, there's no doubt about it. But as we come up to the countdown at the end of the fight, it's really now going to go to the judges' scorecards as Bruno comes fighting back in the last few seconds, trying to get some scoring shots in. Countdown to the end. There goes the bell. And now we get down to the judges. Who's won this one? Well, it's a draw. Well, it's disappointment from both boxers, but at least they've had the pride of not losing the fight. It was a very close fight, it has to be said, but Bruno will kick himself because he was 2 points up on our unofficials, and this is what happened. So all three judges have given it 76 each. Roberto Reyes, Sebastian Cavers and Ricardo Martinez all gave it 76 each and scored the rounds exactly the same. It's a unanimous decision. You don't get many unanimous draws in professional boxing, but at least both Frank Bruno and David Adeleye put up a very good spirited fight, 8 rounds, and gave the crowd some entertainment here at Knebworth tonight. But it's a draw, and it means both fighters don't lose. Anyway, that's the result here, a draw in this fight. Back to the studio. Thank you, Johnny. Well, what a night of sport we've had here on JB Sports Special. We had 2 cracking 5th round highlights games to bring you. We saw a cracker between Forest and Wolves, which Forest won by 5 goals to 2. It was an absolute cracker. And then we saw Everton win 4-2 at Brighton. There were also wins for Manchester United and Arsenal tonight as well. And in fact, the tie of the round was drawn. It's Arsenal-Brentford, Villa against Manchester United, Everton against Nottingham Forest, and West Brom take on Burnley. That's the draw news for the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And all 4 matches you'll be able to see in just over 2 weeks' time, in fact, on JB Sports live from all 4 venues. So that's the upshot of the FA Cup tonight. I hope you very much enjoyed our cup coverage so far, by the way, on JB Sports. And then just to remind you that Frank Bruno, switched here, has drawn with David Adeleye after 8 rounds here at Knebworth tonight, as you've just seen at Knebworth tonight. 76 each, and all 3 judges' scorecards meant that both fighters, despite putting up brave shows, end up missing out on the chance of winning. But Bruno, going in on our unofficial, was 2 rounds to go, was 2 points up, and he's let that unfortunately slip away. But plenty of positives to take out of the fight for Big Frank, and maybe now they're looking at a match with Anthony Joshua as another eliminator, maybe for the other 3 world title belts. Okay, that's about our lot on JB Sports Special. I hope you've enjoyed the programme. Just a quick reminder of what we've got of our next football. Yes, coming up on JB Sports, because we've got England internationals. We've got male and females England internationals. We start our England coverage in just over a week's time, in fact, on the Wednesday night. European Championship qualifier, live and exclusive from the San Siro. It's Italy against England. We start our coverage at 8 o'clock live from Italy for you on the international match. And then on the Monday, we go to Stoke City for England women. And then England against the Ukraine from the City Ground, Nottingham, is our next international football. And then, of course, the quarterfinals of the FA Cup as well, coming your way exclusively live. But here tonight, wins for Wolves, wins for Forest over Wolves, wins for Everton over Brighton. Manchester United are through, Arsenal are through, and Frank Bruno has drawn after 8 rounds with David Adeleye. I hope you've enjoyed JB Sports Special tonight. We hope to join you for another one very, very soon. But from this very first episode where we had so much on it, it's goodbye to you all. Good night.